You're listening to the Classic Gamers Guild podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Classic Gamers Guild podcast, where we explore the world of classic gaming and the nostalgia that they bring to us. In this episode, we will be chatting about our favorites. Which favorites? Just our favorites in general as far as software goes, right, Paul? Hey, Paul.
Hi. Yep, that's absolutely right. We're going to be talking about your things. We're going to be talking about your stuff. And we're especially going to be talking about your what have yous. Just because we got a nonsense list. And it's the best kind of nonsense because it's just like, well, nonsense.
Exactly. It came from Nonsense, which is our last episode, which is mostly nonsense, but the fun kind, because some of you may even have listened to it. And then it's arrived here, and we're unprepared, but we have questions. So we're just going to shoot them back and forth and talk about our favorite software. And we're not talking our favorite hardware. That will be in another episode, not necessarily contiguously.
Well, I don't know what that means. But I'm going to assume that it means like not necessarily the next episode.
Right.
Yeah. So, and that's fair. I mean, last time, we kind of just had this giant disaster of an opening, which is not at all the case this time. No, this time, as a matter of fact, this opening feels a lot better. So we've got that for ourselves going. Right, why is it so hard in the beginning? I feel like this podcast is almost like my day, where it's like I'm not a morning person, and it takes a while to really, really just want to deal with all of you, and then it just finds its stride. So I think that kind of happens throughout the hour. And right now we've all just woken up, and we've don't even talk to me until I've had whatever. So
yeah, you could probably even just skip ahead 10 minutes and we'll probably just be getting to it. That's fine. And I won't hold it against any listener at all.
Yeah, because there'd be no way that we would know if they did to even hold it against them, right? So
it still gives us a download number. So
right, that's fair. Yeah, and those give us that sweet profit.
Yeah. Oh, look at that profit roll in because of all the advertising spots.
I know, right? I was just going to make some sort of gross joke about underwear, so I'm actually glad that got derailed. Yeah.
It
had the word swampy in it.
All the GOG Sierra games we've gotten sold since we've started the podcast, the profit should start rolling in soon.
Yeah, we cost somebody at least $40 last episode. I mean, recently it was a Blackwell episode. Blackstone, Mr. Brownstone.
Yeah.
doesn't matter. And that gentleman, who I don't know his real name, he makes music under Death Defying. And if you guys want to hear some just bitchin' synthwave 80s music, like if you want to hear like the intro to Police Quest 2, but uniquely in several different tracks, for real, it was the most fun I had this week was listening to this guy's 2 albums. I really specifically like the second one a lot. The most, let's say. But man, they were so good. You heard them too, right?
Yeah, it hits hard even right on the first track, though. You're just like, oh, you're waiting for the hook. Oh, the song kind of starts with the hook, so it grabs you pretty quick.
Yeah. Slapped you right across the chin.
Yep, for sure. Synthy.
Yeah, I love it. Go buy that. Unless you go stream that. Well, your prophecy about taking 10 minutes before we got to a question I think it's coming true, so that's nice. I like when we speak. So how about I'll just say questions now, and we'll say how we feel.
Good.
Okay. So what's your favorite game series?
Shocker. Quest for Glory. And it's also my favorite game, but I like to say the whole series with all the games 1 to 5. And I was just telling Paul, I want to get in a deep dive, but he's sort of done this. I know now it's on the air. He's done this like surface skim of the series in and about. So I wouldn't really call it like getting to know you kind of a playthrough yet. And the trouble is to have a really good down home conversation. I need somebody that's going to play all 5 of the games. And I feel like I'd have a hard time getting him to play number 5, but I'm sorry if I'm talking about you like I'm not here, but I'm also thinking I can convince him because my kids played Quest for Glory 5 and liked it the most. Strum, you have a kid. He would like 5. There's fighting.
No, if we were at like a couples therapist, as that kind of sounds like, I'd be like, okay, and what I hear you saying is that you would really like it if I spent some time playing your favorite things. Just want to validate you.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. It would be good. But no, Quest for Glory as a series, because I felt like I was the hero, or whoever I was dating was the hero. I was able to play them all in order. I was able to take my same character all the way through in whatever class they were in. I was able to pick my own class, and it was funny. It was always funny all the way through, and I was able to do it without hints.
You said that like Jessica
like that.
Rabbit. That was nice. You're like funny. Like it was like a.
So funny.
Just had a little bit of meow to it. It's like I'm excited if anybody like downloads our actual physical episodes, the MP3s, then they all have stupid file names, but the last one was Crooksy.
It was a great name.
I just want you to know that, guys. I'm proud of that. Nobody's going to see it, so I'm saying it.
It's beautiful.
It's getting bursts. All right, so what's
I'm still waiting to see if anybody hears the very, very end of some of our episodes, and it doesn't matter. I just thought it was funny to think about. Yeah, give me yours. What's your favorite series?
I just realized I'm on a rolly chair. It means I'm going to be rolling like the whole episode. Not like a cool, how's like... All right, my favorite game series is obviously Space Quest, because it's
soccer.
Yeah, it's just the greatest. I don't know. I won't bore you guys with that because we have enough questions to not have to. We don't have to do that to you. I will say that we
As
were.
an aside.
Whoa! Did you hear somebody yell "I'm on it" at us?
What?
It's what. Siri, this is really embarrassing. I'm in the middle of a podcast right now. Okay. You're no fun. Wow. She doesn't even read a room to play along with some jokes and verbal. I'm having a stroke. All right, sorry.
My favorite's 4 still. So.
I think my favorite remains 5.
Yeah, no, definitely 4 for me, because it was my first, and it was the first time I ever encountered the humor of the two guys from Andromeda. So it was really, groundbreaking for me.
4, I think I played 4 the most. No, that would be 3. Never mind. I do. They're all just so good, so that's why I would pick it. It's my favorite game series.
Yeah,
which I just done. All right, what about your favorite parser game?
Parser game favorite.
Not text adventure, because that's actually the next question.
Parser.
Yeah.
Standard, and those who know me well, that I'm going to say King's Quest 4 here, because it was my first. Nice. And it got me to understand the limitations and the ability with the parser. I'd open up the book and I'd see, the list of words that you were allowed to use, and I'd keep it open and I'd just figure it out by rote. And like some people say, I've heard that it's complicated because you're just trying to guess what the developers were trying to get you to say. And even I've heard tell that Corey Cole of Quest for Glory has said the same thing, that he liked the freedom that he got from the point and click. But I also felt like the developers worked really hard to try to figure out what I as a player was going to say, and gave me lots of variety of words and other ways that I could input things. So it was a little bit more of a back and forth. It wasn't one-sided at all.
I think you presented that all so quickly that I'm just now realizing it was another Quest for Glory answer.
No, it's King's Quest 4.
Oh, King's Quest 4. Okay, all right. Sorry, I thought it was Corey. So Corey Cole worked on that?
No, he just made a quote about the fact that he was thinking that there was a lot of limitations to the parsers, as compared to, a lot of things opened up when they went out to the point and click and stuff, especially on the developer side of things. But I really like King's Quest 4.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I could have done a worse job at listening to you just then. I mean, I talk about getting everything wrong. Jesus Christ.
It's all right. The people at home can hear me too. That's okay.
They listen for me, as they tend to do.
You're already doing enough work as it is. You do the editing.
Right. Bro. I guess I leave this in. I don't know. Morally, I should. No, King's Quest 4 is an awesome choice, of course, because it's like, well, you were there live timing when I played that kind of for the first time, right? It was like 2 years ago, and I was just like, this is blowing my mind. It's so much fun. It was like I was playing all like Larry and all the SCI Zero games, whatever. But yeah, that's a really good choice. I was going to say Space Quest 3, but I'm going to go Gold Rush instead.
Yeah. I could have said Gold Rush, but it would have felt inauthentic because really, I think King's Quest 4 is my first original favorite, and Gold Rush came in a bit as a later entry, even though it was an earlier game.
Right. Okay, well then that makes me feel better about mine because it is an authentic thing. Because for me it was like Space Quest 2. Well, maybe the answer should be Police Quest.
I know I want to answer Police Quest for that too, and I really wrestled with that because like I spent the most time with the manual and the game's Police Quest and took a lot from that and brought it into regular life more than a lot of the other games that I played. So formative stuff.
Right, yeah. Like you just sent me off into the world the other day with the Police Quest reference, I believe. Like it really does come up quite often.
It's important.
Oh my god! And somebody in a parking lot knocked on my window and was like, "Hey, your tire is too low." And I'm like, "Son of a bitch!"
Did you not walk around your car first? My goodness!
I'm not telling Anna this.
No, you'll just tell everybody else. Good. I'm glad I didn't hear it.
All right, so we both did and did not pick Police Quest. So our answers are King's Quest 4 and Gold Rush, but our real answers are Police Quest 1 and 2.
Yes.
And I can't pick
Both.
between those two right now either.
No, not at all.
Like 2 is definitely. Oh man, never mind.
Certainly not 3. So.
Right, not 3. But if you play 3, play it in EGA because it's weird. What's your favorite text adventure?
It would also be my first text adventure. Well, first, yeah, right around the same time. I think I played Zork and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy at the same time, but Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy wins because I was really into the book series when I was in elementary school. And I managed to get quite far in the game. Not that I managed to finish it, but my dad brought it over. His friend gave it to him on a floppy disk, and we loaded it in. It also had Bureaucracy on it, which is Douglas Adams' other games. So definitely Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yes.
Okay. All right, because I've got like a loose mental queue of text adventures I want to play, and I might not. Who knows? But like Trinity is one of them because of Moriarty who did Loom. But I also am curious as so I've not played that. The only text adventure one I tried was Leather Goddesses of Phobos. I played the horny game, and
the horny game. I have the horny game in Big Box.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do, with all the feelies and everything. But they had Infocom did good feelies. They really knew, like even Hitchhiker's Guide. It comes with the tiny space fleet, which has nothing in it, of course, belly button fluff, and it comes with a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy pin. It's cool stuff.
Right,
that's the dark lens glasses.
Because even in this Planetfall folder, there's feelies. Like there's a plastic ID card. ID card. I feel like that came out just all so across the states.
Southern.
Let's go east to west in one sentence. All right, so that's text adventures a week for me because I've only played the one. But I mean, that's I did play. I downloaded Fraughts. I think that's what it's called. It's dangerously close to something gross, I believe, too, but I'm not sure about that either. So just nobody Google anything. But there's an app called like Fraughts or something like that, and I think it's like an engine. Like I want to look on my phone, but I'm not gonna because I'll just be like, for like a solid minute while I try and find it. But it's like you can download like fan made and just people's text adventures and play them. And yeah, it is Fraughts. Okay.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I think I played like 1 or 2 really short ones, but it's not pulling up quick enough for me to worry about it. Sorry about that backward talking I done. So next question, what's your favorite sidekick? I think we did a whole episode on this. Let's skip that one.
Yeah, I just said I'm looking at the episode picture and trying to decide which picture has the sidekick I like. I like Keith. He's right in the middle. He's my favorite because he's the least useful.
Damn it. Well, we both love Keith. So that's that. That's
Next
settled.
question.
Yep, lovely. What's your favorite female villain?
Right.
I wanted to change it mid saying it. That's why I said it weird. I'm like, I don't like this question. I just feel like it could be better because we just did villains too, right? And I don't even know one.
But we didn't talk. How about the lot? Yeah, King's Quest 4 again, because
Damn it.
she's funny too, right? Because
Yeah, that was
she
going to
brings
be...
you in. Yeah.
Yeah, so... Yeah. Well, because you picked that, I'll actually pick a different one. I'm going to go with... I figured I'd say it like I knew one and it would just come to me because I'd done that, but that's not how that works. One of the Larrys? You know, there you go. That's my official answer. One of the Larrys.
Okay.
There's probably a girl in one of them that's the villain. I just don't remember which one. Well, that was just that. Hopefully, that's the low point of the episode as far as my input's concerned. You know, here's where the triumphant comeback begins for me. Starting next question. And what's your favorite house in the game? I like this one. I'm back in.
I like this too. This one's good. Okay, and now this is my favorite house in a game because every time I've ever traveled anywhere, I've always looked for the house that looks like the house from the Quest for Glory games. Yes, I'm bringing them up again, but the big purple house, Erasmus, the wizard's house, and you know, you've probably seen them around, right? In every town or two or a small town, there's always a house that's kind of painted a funky purple and maybe one that has gargoyles around. And if you get both, it's very exciting. So, and then my mom painted a picture or drew a picture of Erasmus's house from Quest for Glory, sent it off to, I don't know, somebody or another. And that was also the idea came from the game. So yeah, that would definitely be my very favorite house. It's a castle more than a house, but it's still my favorite.
No, I mean, it's up to the people inside to make a castle a home, but it's definitely possible. You know,
nice.
You know, it just needs some love, man. That's a lovely choice. See, because you even got your mom involved. Everybody is just, we're all behind that one. And mine is, well, I love how you said that about how like the neighborhood was like the weird, like the Tim Burton house, right? Like there's I was that at one point. I had a giant castle for a mailbox. It was
really?
Yeah, it was so
how
extra
cool.
for a mailbox.
Dude, that's neat.
All right, let me not because King's Quest 4 that would be kind of cheap, but it's not cheap. I love the haunted house in that game. I guess cheap because we done King's Quest 4 already. All right,
no, that's the other answer I was gonna say was the mansion because they got the mirror reflection and it actually was eerie and goosebumpy when we were kids. I mean,
right.
It felt a little off, and it was a good feeling. It's the way you're supposed to feel in a place like that.
Exactly, and I guess honorable mention to Maniac Mansion. And not that, because that's not a house. That's a motel. I mean,
my dad mentioned Maniac Mansion actually today. I was like, favorite house in a game, and he's like, the Maniac Mansion house. I'm like, yeah.
Oh,
I had a feeling it would be brought up. So,
loved it. Okay, yeah. Shout outs to them, and I guess Dot too, because it was a house throughout history. I think at another point, or was it always like a more public-y hotel? Whatever. My actual answer is the Ed. Well, speaking of, it's the Ed. It's them, but in Thimbleweed Park.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, wait, did I just accidentally pick the same house?
Technically.
I can't remember now. It is the same. Is it the same Edison house? I guess it is.
It's supposed to be, isn't it?
Wow, I feel like I just like M. Night Shyamalan myself.
That's amazing.
Because that was going to be my answer the whole time.
That's
so
beautiful.
Weird. But that, man, is, you know, I love Thimbleweed Park, and it's just, I know it's not classic, but you know, we also know why it gets off on being counted. That was a gross way to frame that.
Classic style, but yeah, that's all right.
Right, exactly. But it's just such a fun house to explore, and the whole essence of adventure game is in that house. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coding that house is probably like how it was my coding of Day 5. Like it was probably just a monster.
It's a lot. Day 5's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Whole, like, wow, this was its own game. It turns out.
Yeah.
Should have done it that way.
It really is. Oh my goodness.
Francisco said, "Don't make a giant game your first one." I think it's reasons like this. We're in it now. We're in the trenches now, boys. It's too late.
Exactly. It's going to happen. So that's okay.
No. Yeah, we're good. All right. So anyway, Maniac Mansion house kind of somehow ultimately wins that too. But your pick was the one from Quest for Glory. And now the next one is, what about like animal or pet sidekick? Doesn't have to be just something fuzzy, furry. Mm-hmm. Like a furry answer, please.
Yeah. So in Quest for Glory,
Wow.
there's Fenris. He hangs with the wizard. So that's Erasmus. He's in the cool, funky house, and he makes jokes. He tells jokes all the time. You know, knock knock jokes and the like. He's funny. He's kind of like he's quippy.
Yeah,
He's
that's
kind
fair.
of cool to have around. He's got magic. He can be a bit of a jerk sometimes, and it's perfect. He's perfect mouse. So that's my choice.
I like it. Sam and Max are good unto each other, but that's not. I was just doing a quick Lucas filter. I try to do that, it's like to keep it fair, because it's easy because they only have like 8 games or whatever. So it's like that real quick like rundown. Like, am I missing anything there? And I'm not. So that I did honestly enjoy Cedric.
Mm-hmm.
I do love and hate. I do love and hate that mule enough to almost pick it in Gold Rush.
Yep.
But I hate it more, so I'm not gonna pick it. Maybe it's Cetus. Maybe it's Cetus, dude. Dude, it's fucking Cetus from Echo Quest, right? The is it Cetus? Is that his name? No, it's Delphinius. Man, it's fucking. They're not the greatest names. Look, it's a kid's thing, at that point. It works for that on that level. But yeah, he's that's a horrible choice, though. I don't stand by that at all. Like, man, you should have gone with the mule or something.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm looking at boxes. I got nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
Cedric. Falling back on Cedric.
I didn't dislike Cedric when he came out. I had no problem with him. I didn't mind that he didn't follow me in places because my brain just processed stuff like, this is what the game's like, so this is where he doesn't go. Like, I don't know, it's hard. A lot of the complaints I hear nowadays is just like, I've never really thought about it that way, in a way that I would complain about it. I'm just happy to have a game.
What's your favorite FMV?
Right. So again, I missed that whole era of games. The only FMV game I ever really had played was Under a Killing Moon. That's a Tex Murphy game. I still have it in big box. It's funny. It's sassy. It's dark humor. There's famous people in it from like other shows like Star Trek and stuff you'd know. James Earl Jones, his voice is featured in it. So great game, great FMV game, part of a big series.
That's such a good name for trying to sound drunk. You just had
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, that son of a bitch.
I can imagine someone coming up to him in a bar like that, like, James Earl Jones, you're in trouble now, buddy. He'd be like, no, buddy, I think you're in trouble, dude.
Oh, man. It really is. Okay, so I had in common with you that so when we were growing up, I remember at least this much. Playing and loving Under a Killing Moon. Mm-hmm. And also having Gabriel Knight, Beast Within, Gabriel Knight 2 growing up, but I was too scared to play it because of the box. Mm. I was just thinking like 2 or 3 nights ago, I was like, okay, this is stupid. But sometimes I'll play this game because of the podcast. Like we both have this minor power to use upon each other to be like, hey, I want to do an episode on X game. So like, and we know it's like it's not an established thing. We know that we get like 1 or 3 a year. So like we play it real carefully, right? So every now and then I'll just kind of play with the idea of what game I want you to play. And the last one was Gabriel Knight 2. I was like, I think that would be... Because you want the one that's going to, like... Where you tell them it's awesome and they're going to agree twice as hard. They'll be like, dude, you want to come out, like, heroic and thanked. And I'm like, Gabriel, that's going to get it done. Gabriel Knight's going to be the one, the second one. So I guess I shouldn't diverge. But, man, Phantasmagoria 2 is so shockingly good that...
I haven't played either of those, so you'd have to pick one for me, and I would totally do it.
Damn, okay. And that's kind of the answer to this question. Well, I might change it, so I'll say Gabriel Knight 2, right? Because that's what that would be authentic. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I can do that. I'm actually supposed to be streaming. Well, the episode will be out later, but I'm streaming Gabriel Knight 2 with Sarah Kell, who's on Twitch and in the Classic Gamers Guild tomorrow on those services. So I'm giving it a try. That's happening. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Well, that's oddly settled then. I didn't I didn't expect to have a contract in hand by the end of that, but here we are. This is great. Yeah. Ow. Okay, what's your favorite 3D poly looking game?
Right. So, Quest for Glory 5.
Right. Well, I kind of set us up for that.
It's beautiful, and a lot of people say, I've heard said that it's not their favorite graphical style in the games, but I do feel it doesn't seem dated. And Rick, from, of course, previous podcast episodes, I think would agree with me, is that after about 15 or 20 minutes, you don't really notice. And it is the game that I got my kids into the Quest for Glory series with. My oldest son has done speed runs with it. It's the most accessible of the Quest for Glory games for the newer generation. So I think it's worth it, even if you just import like a paladin character straight in there or something, or do a character editor just to like get in there. It's a fun one.
Right. Interesting. Like you go to like Sierra Help and download characters, probably, I imagine, right? Like other people's?
Sort of. Yeah, there's character importers and stuff. Yeah, where you create your own, or you can just download the files. They're Googleable. Right. Very Googleable. Right. And I have lots too. I have the importer. I would set you up. I'm understanding where these.
See, you're getting a real mafia vibe from you all of a sudden. Yeah.
No, it'd be all right. Worry. I'll take care of you. You'll be fine.
That's awesome. All right. I don't have one.
Isn't like Gabe 3 kind of a little?
Yeah, and I haven't played it. I want to play it. Sean, he really sticks up for that game in a way that makes you want to get behind it and try and play it. So.
Or Alone in the Dark, maybe.
Yeah, no, I did. I played that kind of a lot as a kid. So you're right. That could be like a shoehorned answer. I haven't played Grim Fandango yet. Full Throttle
played Twinsen. The Little Big adventure games. Those have been remastered or are being remastered and being released again. I've not played them, but they're quite polygonal. Yeah, it sounds sexual, doesn't it? It's like, oh, what are you? I'm a polygonal.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. I don't even know what else you mean right now. Oh, right, from the question.
Okay, I'm just phrasing things wrong. People can write in and tell me. It's fine.
What would you say, like freshman, middle school-y, like all that was around when polygons happened, right? There's like, I guess long story short, like girls happen sort of thing, where like I kind of lost interest in that stuff and started like, and it was like.
Yeah, me too. I understand.
So.
Exactly that. Actually, that's what happened. It's the time.
You just doubled down audibly.
Dude.
That was awesome. Thank you. I felt the support in spades.
So those are all the ones I kind of had like pre-prepared answers for. Anything else you're asking me, I am now like flying by the seat of my pants. I haven't even reread down the list yet. So.
Wow. Okay. Well, I feel more excited just knowing that everything feels out of control. What's going to happen?
Entirely out of control.
All right. So these are your questions too. I think. They came from somewhere. Game World? Yes.
What's and I didn't make them world? Easy. No, I didn't.
That's fair.
So in Quest for Glory, Gloriana is the world. That's my favorite world.
Yeah. All right. I did say
it's got my name in it. Gloriana. How could I not like a place that's like praising me?
It's weird. It's weird. These last 2 episodes are making me want to play Quest for Glory. I don't know what's happening. It's like a sort of marketing.
It's the subliminal messaging I have playing in the background. It's just like, you want to choose fighter first, magician second, and thief third.
Oh, God. All right. Glory. Because, it's like I know without knowing that like the Quest for Glory built like the strongest world, like kind of by far. Like that's the whole thing. That's what the Coles do. That's what they're revered for doing is like this massive kind of connective world building. So it's exactly. Like it's hard.
It's what they did. They did the D&D and the whole Imagined Earth parallel. It's almost like a parallel to like Earth kind of a world, but it has really interesting places you can go that are very calming. or it can be scary, or it can be dangerous. And I think because the world builds upon itself with every game that you play with your new character, that it becomes very vibrant and alive.
You just kind of described how King's Quest IV was for me the first time I played it. And I said earlier dumbly to you, like, you remember when I played that live time or whatever? That's what I sounded back then. Like, it did like a dummy a few minutes ago. But that's what I was trying to articulate was like, it was never spoiled for me somehow that everything gets all like zombie nighttime monster high kind of just crazy shit goes on. I had no idea. Like you don't really. I don't know. I didn't really think about it either. I guess. But so when that whole thing happened, I loved it. It was great, and you heard me say it. Also, Sanitarium.
Yes.
Sanitarium is my favorite poly bullshit looking game. Sorry,
That's
I didn't mean bullshit. I mean, because that's a great game. And
there's so many twists in that freaking game, too.
But yeah, Sanitarium. Or, yeah, that's fine.
It's a good call.
Okay.
I agree.
Right. Thank you. So, I didn't do a Game World. I don't...
Lytton.
Lytton is Lytton's good. Yeah, Lytton is good. Well...
Better than Daventry?
For me, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've always been reserved on, like the more, like, fantasy. Like, yeah, definitely, like, either real world or, like, sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
Like, realistic or outer space.
The Isle of Wonders.
That sounds vaguely familiar. Is that in King's Quest?
King's Quest 6. Yeah, number 6.
6, right.
The books and the spider.
Yeah, 6 was fun. 6 was cool.
Mm-hmm.
6 was pretty Roberta-y.
Yeah, it was very...
insane things happen, like when you have to go up the wall of logic or whatever. Jeez Louise.
Mm-hmm. That was hard, too. It was long. But, everything's in the book. It was essentially just copy protection, right? So...
Yeah, man, not having like the fact that it's PDFs and not physical really sucks because I don't even think about it. That's the problem.
Yeah. I spent years in denial printing off instruction booklets off of PDFs and stapling them and then putting them in my filing cabinet and never looking at them, but it was just denial.
Wow, that's quite romantic what you just said though. Just the care, the stapling. The careful crafting. I feel like what should be told to adventure gamers like more often is like, hey, like with Sierra stuff too. It's like stuff's getting missed because like you gotta like GOG should do that, like a splash screen with their logo, and then it's all like read the manual.
Read the manual.
I don't know. I just, angrily yells at you. But.
That's what we'll do. We will read the manual and then put the videos on YouTube, and then people can just like have the Classic Gamers Guild reads you the manual from King's Quest IV.
I'm into it. You should do the reading, but I'll do all the other stuff.
You can edit.
Support you. Oh yeah.
I would read all of our guides.
Yeah. So. Yeah, if there's an audience for it,
Well, yeah, that's
it's a literal question, though, so. Okay, next question I got is, what's the best driving in an adventure game? I think.
Right, Police Quest 1 specifically. That's a definite Police Quest 1. I was really good at the driving in that game, and I memorized the whole map, and I really liked it. I liked the top-down.
Wait, is there driving in any other game?
Not in Police Quest. Well, no, in 2 you just jump in the car and you say it.
Yeah, but sorry, I should say in besides the 2 Police Quest games, is there any other driving in an adventure game? Can you think of?
Oh, Putt travels through time. The Putt games.
Putt games. Yeah. Okay. Indiana Jones, do you drive in the getaway car? I feel like you drive in that.
Oh, Full Throttle, driving the bike.
Oh yeah, nice. Okay. See, it's broadening. We got Full Throttle. I think in Fate of Atlantis, one of the paths.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember like a top down. You drive like a brown. It's like it was a path that I had like only seen one time. I'll have to figure that out at some point. Okay. Anyway, Police Quest.
Yeah, there's a car chase scene. What you basically need to do is you got to ram them a couple times, the Nazis' car.
Right. Okay, so you do
Yeah,
drive?
you're right. Yeah,
Thank
you do
you.
drive. You are correct.
Thank you. My Siri thing had kicked in and muted you. I think she's jealous.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm getting more information than she is. But yeah, no, you got to ram the Nazis. That's why
All
she
right,
muted
that's
me, because
beautiful.
I said a bad word. I'm not trying to. It's historical, people. Come on now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous and intolerant is what this is.
Yeah.
I guess. All right. So we did good. I didn't. Did I pick one? I picked one. I said Police Quest after all. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was Police Quest the whole time because
Yeah, of course.
it's just the right kind of hard. She's a tough pocket to land in.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Like a side pocket.
I did
those
play
are
a
always
lot
hard.
of the. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, jeez. I did play a lot of the first Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm. Which is also top down.
Yeah, it is. That's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would count. It's quite old. It's kind of crazy
Yeah,
how the
it's
first Grand Theft is straight up pixel art. Like, it's not even. I mean, obviously, stage pixel art for like, you know what I mean? Though it's like it's very like, wow, this is 1996 or 7 old.
mm-hmm.
That kind of pixel art looks chromy. I'm trying to walk away again. Every time I go to shut the door again, I have to say something. Why?
Just adds realism.
I guess so. Yeah. This is we're live on the ground here, getting information for you.
It's true.
All right. We got more. We got a few more here. Let's see. We got. Oh, these are good though. In-game food. What's your favorite in-game food? I'm gonna answer quickly and first. The food
Go
from
ahead.
Virtual Verse.
Ooh, nice one.
Man, sushi in that game, so good.
Yum. I like sushi. That's a good answer. My favorite, goop soup with cabbage, and
Wow.
Anagram from Quest for Glory 5. And all of her lovely cooks. That's Rover, Miguel, Sal, Tessie, and Tony Maloney.
Wow.
And this time they were trying to make a plate of spaghetti and meatballs and a carrot salad, but it ended up getting super messed up because they had this big argument and food went everywhere. And they
Yes,
just
it
put
does.
everything in a pot that they could salvage and the water and salt. So goop soup with cabbage.
Get it put in you.
Also garlic and avocado sandwiches from Quest for Glory 4, just as a nod. So
Right. That's another one that again, the question almost seems set up for it in a weird way because they have their own cookbook. Sprite a question?
yeah, what's your favorite character sprite and which character is it?
No, it's a good question. It's just like today. It was just some,
Like which Roger, or like what version of it. Doesn't We don't have to do just what's one you like that's like, yeah, that's a pretty cool sprite. I would like hang that on my wall because it's a cool looking sprite.
yeah. I mean, I have to pick Roger from Space Quest 3. So, and it's also, this answer kind of applies to any of the SCI 0 characters because they all had that same walk cycle, and it's the one that's in Phantom Fellows. Like, you could switch it to that mode, like a walk like a janitor, and it just switches. It's like the exact sprite, basically, just redone, recolored, and designed as Oliver. But like, it's that exact walk because it's so jaunty and just. I think when used sparingly, like in the story, it's like. It's like it has a lot of character. It has like a sarcastic, like a dickheadedness to it if somebody struts off that way instead of the way that they normally walk, for example.
Yep.
So while I guess ultimately I'm hoping people don't actually choose that option and let the game just do it to them sometimes.
Right.
Let the game just do it to you, baby.
Oh, that's the best way to have it.
That's a marketing angle we might have to consider. Just taking it as a sexually aggressive marketing angle.
Well, that leads into my answer because the Leisure Suit Larry 1 sprite, all the original sprites. So the Space Quest 1 sprite, the King's Quest 1 sprites. If I was to get a tattoo of any sprites, it would be those guys. The earlies, yeah, for sure.
Right. Oh, yeah, I had a cool shirt. I just realized now I haven't seen in a while, which means it's gone in some way. Like, who knows? Like,
Darn it.
Sorry,
That's okay. Take your time.
Oh man. Right. So I had a shirt.
Imagine if you had like all the characters walking across, like, down your arm or like across your hip or something, or like on your leg, on your foot, like little tiny pixel art characters walking up like towards your pinky toe or something fun, like doing it in a neat presentation. I just think that stuff's cool.
Wow, that's a really good idea. You should tell me more about. like what do you mean? Like all in all different spots, but headed to one direction, or like kind
No,
of all.
like kind of like marching, or like, actually it would be really cool to do tiny little in-game vignette scenes on like different parts of the body. Like you could do like Space Quest kind of jungle scene on your foot, have your little Roger sprite in there, and then like, I don't know, spread it out. Not like squares scene size. Leave it like open bordered. But I think it would be neat. But you could also just have all the little characters walking like down the edge of your foot. So like if you're standing on the ground, they look like they're kind of standing on the ground or something funny.
Wow,
I don't know.
that's adorable.
You can be creative.
Yeah. Dang, that's a good one. Okay. So yeah, well, we answered questions goodly. The next one is what's interaction method? And I mean that in two ways. What do you mean? And what's your answer?
As in ways that you interact with the game. Like, for example, my favorite is parser games because I like to like type to the game more than I like to click to the game if I'm going to play a game.
Okay, so let's say point and click versus parser versus 9-verb LucasArts, like old school.
Yeah.
Versus
Stuff like
verb
that.
coin. Okay.
Yes.
And then Bass style. Is that just an AGS thing, Beneath the Steel Sky, where it's like, because I think they were the first ones to do what I think most people do now, which is just like, it's just like a 2-click system.
Oh, I get it. Stuff like that. Oh, and then there's also the original Full Throttle. There's that system where you have the round, it brings it up. Yeah, that's the verb coin. And then there's also Grim Fandango, where there's the interaction system in the original one where he looks at items. And then that's how you know that it's a hotspot.
Is that the one with the tank controls?
Yeah, tank controls.
Oh, okay. This was fun to just talk about them all anyway, right? I didn't realize. There's like a little French guy in me that saw an episode for this. I'm like, a whole hour on this another time.
I think that's another game that you have to play anyway. So I actually made it all the way through with the tank controls on the original version with no hints, and it was a fun game. So.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna like it when I play it. I'm gonna play the remastered. It'll be like the one adventure game where the remastered like is for me.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. I have the remastered.
I'd always prefer the pixel art, but there's no pixel art to prefer. So
no, Full Throttle remastered is pretty too. But it's just such a short flipping game.
Yeah, that's right. I played that with Strum. In like 3 hours or so, but in a good way. Yeah. I mean, for what I wanted, like I knew it and I picked it for that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I liked it all the way through. It was like playing a cartoon, and the remastered version even more so. So.
I wonder if the bumper cars would have worked better. Not, but I mean, the Destruction Derby would have worked better in the remaster. I should have tried that. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I didn't. So the next question is: wait, did I answer? Did we actually answer our favorites?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
You said, what did you say? Parser?
Oh, wait, I don't know if you answered. You just gave choices.
I
said
didn't.
parser.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
So, yeah. I just feel a lot of pressure. No,
I guess... Point and clicking?
It's point and click versus parser.
Mostly.
I guess I don't have to be stuck with the one I pick forever. It's not like that. It's just, what do you like the most? It's just such a mood thing, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's why I said right now today.
Right now?
You can correct it on the next episode and be like, remember when I said the thing? I was totally out of my gourd. I don't even know why I said that. That was ridiculous. It's okay.
Right. No, I know. That guy's a dick. Yeah. All right. So for sure, point and click. Old school.
You fuzzed out. You might have to repeat that.
Dang. I might change it now that I know that.
Shit. Yeah, because I couldn't hear a damn thing.
That was 6 seconds ago. I mean, now it's completely changed to 9-verb. Yeah, I'm going to say 9-verb right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like it very sometimes. But,
Yeah, very sometimes good click, yum.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's good.
In a guttural way. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Mini game. Oh, which...
A mini game in a game where they make you play another game within the game.
Right, yes.
Like the Day of the Tentacle remaster, how they have like all of Maniac Mansion in the game.
That is probably like the most pure adventure game answer you could give, and I'm so proud of you. Even, I'm not saying you picked it, but it is clear it's the first thing you thought, and that matters more.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know what? I'm going to skip mini games and answer adventure games again.
You know what happened? I was on Twitch and I said, "Who's been streaming Quest for Glory?" And I typed it in, and Mr. Miller, who's done a lot of the speed runs and holds a whole bunch of the records for Quest for Glory. Anyways, 2 years ago, he did a stream where he was doing a speed run in Quest for Glory 2 Trial by Fire, and there's a place where you have to wait for like 3 minutes and 30 seconds in the bar in Rassier, which is, the bad place there. Anyways, while he's doing that, he's like, "I wonder what the hero's thinking," and it went into the hero's head, and in his head he ended up in the corner, and then he speed ran all of Quest for Glory 1 in 3 minutes while he was waiting for the time to pass through in Quest for Glory 2. And my mind was so blown. So that's my favorite mini game within a game, is when somebody speed runs a game while they're speed running a game.
That's insanely cool. Who was it that did
fascinated. Mr. Miller. If you look on the speedruns.com, I'll have to shoot you the link.
I was just on there today. That's why I'm asking. It's weird you're bringing it up, because I was looking at, and I've been to like Admiral J, I think, a few of his Twitches, but yeah, just.
Well, my son was asking if it was real. He's like, "Are your friends really, really on the like actual speedrun.com?" Because he's like, that's the official thing. He's 12, right? And I'm like, "They sure are." I said, "You go look, and it's all like going to be David Tiki and Mr. Miller, and then like a few other regular guys that, have them randomly in there." He's like, "Oh my gosh, that really is who's in there." I'm like, "I know."
I don't, man, but I'm proud of us, though. I'm getting a real sense of community behind adventure games right now, and I'm just happy, because that's how this came up for me, right? Where I was like, I'm trying to get the actual name, where I pulled up, I've been watching, man, it is betraying me, I gotta say. Come on, mate, it was just this morning, wasn't it? I'm gonna stick with it, and it's One Short Eye is the YouTube channel, because... Awesome video on Colonel's Bequest, which Julia cameos in. I was saying about that, like off air or whatever, a whole another day.
Follow that.
But it's so good.
He is just so
One
good.
Eye Short, is that what I said? Shit.
One Short Eye.
Thank you, man. I'm not good at this. One Short Eye. Yep. So I don't know why I just. It's okay. But anyway, I was looking at another video today. How speedrunners skip the worst part of Space Quest 4, and I was like, I saw it had 200,000 views, and it's not that it's recent and such, recent enough. Okay, now I have to look. Please don't make a noise. It's so unprofessional. Okay, 11 months ago.
Yes, One Short Eye. Just had to check. He has 39,500 subscribers. That is stunning.
And a Space Quest video getting 200,000 views in less than a year. It's insane, and that's like all his Colonel's Bequest one had quite a lot of views too. I guess I could just move my thumb a little until we arrive at it, and I'll tell you, which is 84,000. I should have started with that because it's a big enough number, but now it sounds small. All right. Anyway, go check all that out.
Videos,
and I was looking at speedrun stuff, and you brought it up. Okay, now we're back.
Yeah, the Quest for Glory World Speedrun History is like the best video I think I've ever seen before. I don't want you to watch it because you haven't spent enough time with the game, but also the why almost no one runs King's Quest 3 speedrun history is another absolutely, and how speedrunners broke Quest for Glory 3. It was like 25 minutes long, and I swear to you, it is like the best video I think I've ever seen online. I was killing myself all the way through. So yeah, One Short Eye, just doing some good stuff out there.
God, that's how that Ahoy whatever does the Monkey Island video. It's so good. And he like does a little shitting in Sierra on it. I'm like, damn it, this video is so good, and you had to go and do that to us. Like just a classic, like a Sierra game joke. It's like, here we go. I don't appreciate these little jabs you keep getting in. All right, I'm sorry. I'm moving my chair too much, too. I thought I could handle it. I thought I could be mature about the chair thing, but all right. That might be mean. That might mean that it's time to go soon.
Well, we have very short ones. Our next ones are nice, quick answers, I think.
All right. Oh, no. It's the boy. He's coming closer.
You can hear it coming.
I've thrown some meat towards him. Let's see if it works. I did, too. He took Slim Jims earlier. It
works actually on any child. They just say, children run around yelling, I need protein, and you just throw Slim Jims at them, and it's fine.
I mean, we're 170 some episodes in, so how do you think? Yeah. All right. I didn't answer my mini game is for sure Astro Chicken. And I actually play kind of a lot with Strummer, because like if I'm in the mood to push my things on him and he's not in the mood for an adventure game, we'll play Astro Chicken. It's the best way to explain that. Yeah. Yeah. Have a nice little parentally forced moment. And we play both of them. And Miss Astro Chicken too. Actually, I think we play two more often just because I think it's easier. Or he's better at it. One of the two. Right. I'm glad we did that. Did you say your favorite minigame? I don't think you did.
I did.
I haven't heard you
say.
Was it from Quest for Glory?
Well, yeah. The Magic game in Quest for Glory is really good. The one you play up with Erasmus. That's a good one. And I said the game within the game. I talked about the speed running. There's answers. Thanks. People got it.
This was all the speed running question?
This was all that question.
Dear God. Yeah. Okay. Man, I just thought we had a speed running question or something. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. We're good. Shovelware. And let's do that.
Probably like Doom. As you could call that like in sample disc, but I think they pretty much put it out like shovelware, and I had so many different discs and so many different versions, and all of it was just like random shit. So
no, it's a very, very good answer. Because it was legit too, right? Because the way that it did things. That's a real sentence. That works.
And you just get the CDs, they'd come in packs and stuff, and you can either buy them in super cheap and discount, or it would come as samples in magazines and things. And
that's more true to like a shovelware disc. Yeah, that's fair. So I don't really have. I never actually had an authentic shovelware thing. Like I had there was passed around floppies and things like that, but never like CD with tons of stuff on it. But I will say that. The background's murky, but long story short, Wacky Wheels. Yeah, Wacky Wheels was a real, just got passed around. It's a real loose game. So
it's like that. Yeah, no, I get it.
So, what about demo disc? I have nerdy answers for this too. If anybody wants.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna shoot in that Commander Keen I always got those little demo discs of Commander Keen, and it would only have the first few levels on it. And I spent a lot of time with the first like 3 levels of Keen Dreams, say, or some of those ones.
I feel like that's all I would need too. I'd be like, you know what? I'm good with just these 3 levels of Keen.
It gets too hard anyways after that. I'm like, I got a pogo stick right away. I'm fine. Right.
That's awesome. So glad you added the pogo stick. Space Quest 6 and Freddy Farkas and I believe Grim Fandango. I think those are the 3 adventure games in which the demo disc has something that the game doesn't.
Ooh, nice twist.
Right. Yeah. I'm almost positive I know it's Space Quest 6. I know Freddy as well. I guess it's Grim I'm not positive of, but I think that one as well because it's just like in the little file in my head. I don't know where from. But I think that But yeah, anyway, at least Freddy and Space Quest 6. So it's just kind of cool. Like on a deeply nerdly level, considering demos were free, you could morally go to Internet Archive and download it and actually, see something new. It's probably really minuscule. I don't know, but Google does. All right, the next one is Booter, and I'll just say that for Booter, I've only known Championship Boxing, I think, and King's Quest
that's
1.
a good one. Those are both good choices. I love Sierra Championship Boxing, and nobody ever talks about that game. It's a beautiful game with the kangaroo. You can never beat the kangaroo. He's badass.
Yeah. No, I can't beat most things in that game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, yeah. I tried to. Yeah, that's all I got on booters. What do you got?
Yeah, so my favorite PC booter game is, again, my very first PC booter game, and it's Floppy Frenzy.
What's
And
that?
the reason it's a beautiful game
nice.
where you play a disc and you're trying to run away. Yeah, that's the noise. It's beautiful. Okay, and you're trying to run away from magnets and pieces of dust because you're a big, 5.25-inch floppy. So
Oh,
that's
fun! You're an
the
actual
game.
floppy.
You're an actual
I'm
floppy
back
disk,
in.
and if you die, it's got great noises. But if you die, you turn into a little like a disc angel, and you fly up in the sky.
Oh, that's good to know. That's what happens to them.
1982. I still have my folder flap case for it. So
Awesome. All right. Well, I don't know what's going on. Oh, right. Okay, we've got two more. Oh, yeah, I snuck this one in here. Classic
Ooh, I see
operating
that.
system.
Oh man,
It's a massive one for the end. Jeez Louise.
I'm gonna
It's too
say
much.
I would. I'm not gonna. Although I'm using Windows XP Service Pack 3 the most, I'm gonna have to say, probably, I don't know, Windows 98 Second Edition.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that at all. Yeah, that was shocking. Okay.
It's lovely though.
You
It's such a
delivered it
nice
so well
version.
prepared, though. You're like,
I didn't even see the question till you told me
I
you
know,
snuck
like
it in
your
there. So
heart
that was
sort of
just,
way. Yeah, you're like, I know this answer, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. The Second Edition specifically. Oh, so close to my
Can't
heart.
stress that enough. Yep. You're gonna need it's like XP. You're gonna need that SP2 or whatever 3-pack.
At least I like 3. I like 3 for its compatibility with the LucasArts games. It's very friendly. And my Service Pack 3
You gotta get the final one. Yeah, why not go to the best they had it? I would feel weird having 2, knowing that 3 was released 20 years ago.
You don't want to be out of date with your out of date software.
Yeah. Microsoft would be harassing you forever.
They will anyways, but
All right, my iOS, my favorite OS, nails it. It just slips right back in there. Yep, it's definitely GSOS because I just looked it up, and then Anna's like, if you don't know the name, that's a bad favorite. So that's a good point. So then it's DOS 7.1.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. The heart of it
is like it's unofficially official because what you could do is you could get it extracted from 98, but you really want it that way, right? Because you get the FAT file, you get the FAT32 system, and you get the
98 was the last one that had the real DOS shell in it. It was just that was why I was so sad to leave 98 because the DOS that was used in the other ones was not the same. It was a shadow of its former self.
Yeah, I was just telling Rick this. There's somebody came up with a shortcut for your desktop for XP where you double click it and it brings you right into DOS.
I have the app on my phone, and you even use the mouse, and it's all in there. You can run your apps and everything off of it.
Well, yeah, DOS is the most fun to play with too. I guess GSOS was the tempting choice because I think adventure games look the most pretty and beautiful on that era of like. Well, yeah, obviously Apple, not Mac, right? Because the Mac games were the black and white ones, and you've seen them. Because I did, I don't remember in which order. I guess I could if I tried. It doesn't matter. But GS, like I guess, I think it's Chad Armstrong does a really good job of explaining this on a nerdy level. If anybody wants to know, his website is like Eden something I lost confidence in just now, but I'll put it in the episode. It turns out. Dang it, me. That's stuff I gotta do. It's okay. I heard me saying it, So now I just remembered. Anyway, he does a really good write up of like the way the palettes are interpreted and things like that. But long story short, the colors were really, in my opinion, like saturated and just really pretty on the GS for Sierra and Lucas games. Yeah, they just look amazing.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. No, see. Okay, well, we got one more. It's non-gaming software.
Right. Which is to me super exciting because my mom was a computer graphics artist growing up. So I spent a lot of time like my choices kind of tie together, but WordPerfect and CorelDRAW, we had a keyboard overlay and the keyboard shortcuts were compatible between the two programs. So I memorized all of the keyboard shortcuts. They're still in my head. So I was able to look all pro and do things super fast. And I did everything in reveal codes. So the screen always looked really complicated and people would come up and be like, whoa, that looks super
awesome.
complicated.
Right.
But I'm like, it just is so I know where the spaces are, man. It's okay. But no, I spent the most time, and CorelDRAW and all the graphics and things. We've still got big, fat ass CorelDRAW books with all the graphics and the pictures. And then my mom went the way of Adobe, which was difficult because, it's originally Mac software. And it was really, really expensive to get Adobe Illustrator back in the day. And then it was a huge learning curve to kind of figure out how to make all that stuff work. But no, WordPerfect and CorelDRAW have my heart. Yeah, but Corel owned WordPerfect, so they were both.
Right, that's right. Because you launched WordPerfect through a Corel something command or folder. I vaguely remember.
Yeah, it's all hooked up. Anyways, it made me feel really proficient, especially being a kid, because, it was just cool to do what your mom was doing. And my dad was playing games, but my mom was typing like a wizard. She started out like a secretary and she could just type, like her hands are flying across the keyboard. You don't even know how many words a minute it is. It's just, and she doesn't have to look. She was a transcriptionist. So she'd be looking over there and then like typing over here. Always tripped me out.
Very nice. Always tripped me out. Yep, like wizardry. Like some sort, yeah. No, I saw somebody doing that out was Strum, and I had to compliment and make it weird and say. I mean, she was really nice, but I had to say something about it because I'm still mystified by it. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, I can't. I touch type really fast. People look at me and go, "Wow, you type really fast." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's a version of touch typing that I perfected with Sierra Games, and I've just kept all the way through." But I assure you, I'm looking at the keyboard.
There's like this really weird thing where like we're closer to like my mom's generation. They were taught typing in school, so that means at some point like the schooling system lost faith in typing as the future.
It's true.
Because none of us were fucking taught that.
No.
But
not
like
at
everybody all. like a good leap older, let's say maybe 20 years older and plus, it's like, and this is what I ended up talking to that lady about, to which she validated and gave me the confidence to even bring it up on a podcast so people are here. I'm like, okay, it's a thing. Like it made it the thing I thought it was, I guess, like the validation there. I'm like, okay, cool. So this is a weird thing we did. Why? Like, it'd be so cool if I could do what you could do. Like, I know there's bumps on the J and whatever, but why? So thumbs and positions. Anyway.
You have an answer?
Is Kid Pix. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Kid Pix was so fun. So deeply fun. I mean, it's like paint with things that would have blown your mind in 91. And sounds. Right. Sounds when you applied them. What kind of sounds? Ridiculous ones. Zany ones. Really, actually, Zany's a good, because Zany's very 90s, I feel like. In an apt descriptive way. Yeah, it was just, I played the shit out of it.
Right, I mean, I can see that, so it was Macintosh, I see. Well, yeah, bitmap drawing program, 1989. Oh, and 91 by Broderbund.
Oh, it was just Mac, or did PC get a port? Yeah. No? Anybody else?
Let's see if they got one eventually, but...
Yeah, no from Strum.
Initial classic Mac OS, Mac, Microsoft Windows. So yeah, it came out for Windows.
Yes. I mean, just in the sense that somebody might be with me, or it's like anybody else, because it could have been one. There's like a bunch of weird Mac games that technically got ports to Windows, but nobody on Windows knows them. Like Manhole, Siri, goddammit,
that's kind of those are kind of like Freddie Farkas kind of sounds. I was just like, I had to check it out.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck, Siri? She's back. Turn it off.
You can't turn me off, Paul. I'm your friend now.
Oh, God. All right. Anyway, there's a bunch of games like Manhole that got ported to Windows technically, but Windows people don't, or PC people don't know them. Like,
right.
Like, but what's another one that's really good? There's Shufflepuck Cafe. That's a great Mac game, Apple game. Let's say. Glider. Glider is so fun, and you can get Glider on at least iOS, and it's probably on Android too, because Android always has more than iOS has. So, in that sense, so it should be on Android too. And if it is, I hope it is. It's so fun. You guys would love it for at least 4 minutes.
Sorry.
That's the
I'm
song.
looking up Glider.
No, it's good though.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to give it some bass here. It needs a little help, but look, it's fun for a little bit. You know, you could see that it was a great mobile game before mobile gaming. It is.
It looks like you're throwing a little paper airplane across a room, trying not to let it get wet.
Yes, the right amount of tapping and obstacles, and you got to dart from air vent to air vent, and there's other things that help and hurt you along the way, and you learn a lot about yourself too, I guess. Phew.
So that thankfully concludes today's episode of the Classic Gamers Guild podcast. We hope you enjoyed our little chat about our favorites of things.
And stuff.
If you want to stay and stuff. If you want to stay connected with us and stay updated on future episodes, you can follow us on Twitter at CGG Podcast. I've almost got this memorized now. And at Phantom Fellows. Like us on Facebook at Classic Gamers Guild. Join us on Instagram at CGG Podcast, or even send us an email at mail@classicgamersguild.com. And don't forget, check out our Patreon page. It helps make this possible with funding and, of course, showing that other people are actually interested in what we're talking about. So patreon.com Classic Gamers Guild to support us. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week for another exciting adventure in gaming.
Down to a murder.
You just got really quiet there.
I was drinking loudly, sorry.
Okay. I always get thrown out. Oh my God, he's gone. Okay, hold on. I'll take a drink too.
It's so true, though.
Hello and welcome.
It's like peekaboo with a baby. As soon as I press mute, you're like, where the fuck is he?
I